Good evening, everyone. We're live at the Hurd Tennis Center, Waco, Texas, on the campus, University of Baylor. Big time matchup here. Big 12 versus Big 10. Early season battles, post national indoors. The very first contest, besides earlier today, today is the first day that both of these teams are competing outdoors. Again, there was a scrimmage between University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley for both of these teams. So they got a little bit of a taste of the courts this morning. So that did happen already. That's official in the books with both teams winning there. But now this is the show. This is the main event. Baylor Bears, number 16 in the nation. Excuse me, University of Illinois, number 16 in the nation. Excuse me, Baylor Bears, number 17 in the nation. Stand corrected. Baylor Bears coming off of hosting the national indoors where they were able to get a win over Duke, and that is their big win that has them in that position. Again, the rankings used to be going off of a lot of the feedback from coaches, and now we're starting to get to the part of the season where the number of quality wins and then the actual ranking algorithms start making the difference. University of Illinois not able to qualify, losing to Tennessee in the kickoff weekend, but coming up with some big wins, able to beat both Clemson and Notre Dame in a controversial doubleheader that has Illinois now also in last week with the big win over Michigan, who had done some heavy lifting, now in this position. So 16 versus 17. We're starting off tonight, 77 degrees, beautiful weather. And there's a big serve. There's a big ace starting the day off there. We had number one doubles, Brostrom Paulson and Miladinovich for Baylor, Fiala and Bowers for Illinois. Baylor on the near side in the green, Illinois on the far side in the navy and orange. Both teams are happy also that they're able to use the Wilson U.S. Open ball that they feel is a little bit more lively and doesn't fluff up as much. And that's put away. It won't matter as much in doubles. Obviously, one set, no ad goes by very quickly. But in singles, as some of the sets get to the business end, to the 10 game, 11 game mark in sets, definitely there's been some challenge with the more aggressive players putting balls away late in the set. So playing outdoors and having some balls that move will almost certainly and undoubtedly help some of the bigger servers, more aggressive singles players as well. 30 love Baylor, first game. Wow, that's, actually it was almost disguised. Having having the teammate up front in that situation makes it easier sometimes to get the ball by him. On the far side, Illinois playing with Fiala and Bowers. Fiala playing the deuce and Bowers playing the ad. 40 love Baylor. And that's a whole couple of big serves coming on there. Coach Mike Woodson walk around. The slide over it to second doubles. Badenhorst and Luke Koenig for Baylor. Kenta Miyoshi and Will Miraz for Illinois. Illinois on the far side. Good coverage there. Nice serve. Some textbook doubles. Well coached teams. No matter how the basics are discussed in doubles, the execution is always what makes the difference. Beautiful day again. 77 degrees all day as a high. 72 here at the start of the matches. Will probably dip a little bit into the high 60s, but just a beautiful night for tennis. Moderate winds. Yeah, it's Great movement. The constant using of the server and server's partner there. We're switching over to 3. Illinois is getting pumped up down here. Max Morrow's brother of William. Playing with Tease the Brute. Baylor on the far side. Zombor Vels playing with Louis Bowden. All right, goes long. Coach Brad Dancer, it's amazing. I said this at National Indoors as well. It's amazing how many of the actual head coaches coach 3 dubs across a lot of the top teams. Big serve from Zombor Vels. And Vels is actually playing with Louis Bowden. Baylor did a lot of experimenting with the teams in the fall and in the early season, and they probably have 4 or 5 teams ranked with a lot of different combinations. Good solid volley there. Great 1-2 combination, and that's a hole for Baylor. Because they have to stay in this game because this. Sure what the discrepancy was. Nonetheless, Baylor's still up big this game. We have a deciding point over at #1 doubles. And Baylor gets the break there, so Baylor gets a break at 1 and a deuce point on serve at 2, and we're amid some controversy at 3 that appears is finally resolved. And I guess we're going to resume here with Baylor serving 0-1 and 40-15 here. Zombor Vels serving. That's good use of the middle. So that is the game. Baylor holds, so they were able to still get the hold despite the disagreement there. And now we're at 1-all. Almost over. Very close to the net. It's well done there. It's a good fade return. Sometimes just taking the ball early on the return creates those types of angles. That was not a well hit return, but most certainly was a well placed return, fading it into the alley. An ad side player has to get good at fading that forehand return. In this day and age, with so much inside out and players running around the forehand, it's an easy shot to hit. Big first serve there. Good choice. I like that rip up the line. Great move there by Louis Bode. I have always tried to preach that within the first couple service games, you want to go line a little bit, not allow the offensive serving team to get comfortable scheming and crossing and having to keep them honest. Bells goes big on that second shot forehand and misses the mark. Illinois building the wall. Nice move. Good coverage. Illinois closes the game. They go up 2-1. Let's get back over to number one doubles. Baylor again up 3-0. Very close scoreboards, though. And total points, it's very close, but that's the dynamic of nowhere at tennis. Illinois loses that deciding point. So it might only be 9 points to 6 points, or rather 12 points to 7 points on the scoreboard in terms of total points won, but 3-0 is halfway there to getting the point on the board, number one doubles. Baylor has Isak van der Merwe and Gray Hamilton as a coaching staff to go alongside Mike Woodson. That's a good rip there on the return. Rostrom Paulson's been imposing his will on these doubles matches. But they've had some good wins, but they've also lost a bunch. They've played such a tough schedule that they've played a lot of the top teams at doubles, and they're probably going to find their way. Both of these guys, veterans, senior captains for the Baylor Bears here, and most certainly deserving to play the number one spot. That's a good move. Great timing there athletically on that. It's a great job. Illinois is it's tricky. You would say that it might be in a little bit of a rebuilding phase, but already top 16 in the country and an early start here for the Fighting Illini, which to me is an outstanding ranking without playing national indoors that they're accustomed to be competing in. in Illinois without Rosales and Gozalskis. So many thought this team might be possibly a little bit lower, but they've proven that early on here they deserve a spot in the elite with the best teams in college tennis. Still over here at number one doubles. After taking you to two briefly, Illinois is serving 03. (40-30). Good eye. Textbook dubs. Nice reactions from Illinois. Keeping the ball low and through the middle until they get the right opportunity balls. Well trained, well coached, well executed. 3-1 here at number one doubles. It's great kick serve. It's nice to get that kicker up and high when you're running that I formation so that that person is having a more challenging time catching the backhand clean. So then they have not only the problem of getting the backhand clean, but also trying to get it away from the man coming out of the eye. When it gets a little warmer too, these courts at Baylor, been here many times, they get a little bouncy when it's hot. So great serving there. Love that hot slice body choice. And Baylor was not really part of the big time tennis conversation. And then Matt Knoll came here and really built quite a legacy with on the backs of Benny Becker, Benedict Dorsch. It's my first times coming and being a part of this great Baylor tradition, and obviously went on to continue to do well. With Brian Boland, and then now Coach Woodson's taken over. And Woodson is a foe of Brad Dancer today, but also very thankful because he was a coach at Valpo back in the day, and he shifted from Valpo here, and it was actually Brad Dancer in Illinois that were one of the big proponents of giving him recommendation for Coach Woodson to come down to Baylor. So a lot of love between these programs off the court. Obviously, a lot of respect as well, but got to battle. Most certainly have to go off for a beer afterwards. Do the best you can and get the W today. Baylor pumped up, doing a great job of serving, particularly game point serving at number one, closing the games out with first serves. Back over to second doubles. Again, Devin Badenhorst, Luke Koenig, far side, top of the screen. Looks like there's some fun there. Coach Dan just having some fun with his guys. not difficult to figure out who's Badenhorst and who's Koenig. I know the screen's a little bit blurry, but Badenhorst at 6'7", clearly is a bit taller than his teammate. Koenig also ranked in the rankings with a different partner as well. So you have Vels, 31 and 42 in the nation with different partners. Luke Koenig, 80 in the nation with a different partner. So there's a lot of shifting here to find that best mixture and combination for Baylor. Again, #1 doubles is the only scoreboard with a break lead for Baylor. The other two are on serve. Volley misses the mark. It's up there. You want to stick it. Wasn't really an obvious place to put the ball away. Backhand volley goes long. Now there's a little bit of a discussion here. Choosing to do the body serves. Baylor serving 2-3. That's a good spot. And that makes it 3-all. Then we have Dancer actually coaching both because Z Clark's not on this particular trip, so it's just Coach Kopinski and Dancer with the team here for this trip. Again, both Kopinski and Z Clark, former standouts for Illinois.
Go Bear.
Miyoshi serving here on the near side. Ball goes long. Illinois' two top singles players here, teaming up at #2 doubles. Been a tough sled in there for Illinois after winning the doubles point in the beginning against Tennessee, losing 5 doubles points in a row. Trying to figure some things out, solve some problems, make some adjustments. And now this current lineup was the one that they were able to defeat Michigan with. And Coach Dancer's rolling this one out again here against Baylor on the road. Great return. Nice stretch there. Good hands by Koenig there. It's so important to have a very reliable, obviously everybody needs to be good at returning in doubles, but if you can have an ad side returner that is just money in terms of getting those balls over and down. In college format, it's a little bit different. On the pro tour, gosh, it's just beyond important because of, well, actually no, in pros it's no ad scoring just like college, but historically playing that ad side return would come through 3 game points for that one player. So maybe in the Grand Slams, I guess it's still very valid. That's a tough one. Miyoshi giving up ground, having a big forehand in doubles doesn't mean a lot if you're going into a negative direction as you're pulling the trigger. So key to figure out what Coach Dancher would call your vertical positioning. That's his language. I'm sure he may have brought that to Kenta's attention as to that last point. The longer the ball sits in the air, the more the opposing team can coach. And that return goes long. Opponent not able to find the mark on the backhand return. Illinois holds. Back over the one. Looks like Dancer's just coaching all the positions. He's running around. He's getting his steps in, going from 1 to 2 to 3. That recent ability to have a third coach for a lot of the top teams has been very helpful. Definitely something college tennis needed. Return misses the mark. Baylor holds for 5-2 at number one. Back over to number 3. Still on serve here as well. 3-all. Illinois serving. I think we're at 40-15 here. Maybe we were at 30 love and now we're at 40 love. Yeah, I guess we're at that volley was good. So it was 30 love. Now we're at 40 love. And it helps to have a big serve like that coming in. Down at 3 doubles makes it much easier for the volley. Illinois holds. And now back over to 1. Illinois serving 2-5 to try to stay in this set. Against the very experienced Brostrom, Paulson, and Miladinovich. I'll keep practicing. I'll get better at it over the night. Oh, that goes wild. Again, this team, senior captains, 12 in the nation, finals of All-American back in the fall. Just one of those concentration serves on your racket. Having to stay low and balanced. It's 2 different concentrations you have to have there as a doubles returner. Concentrating on the ball and concentrating on the service partner's movements. So it is a type of tennis ADD you need to have. Dual concentration. Great second shot there. Again, this will be a site for NCAA's team championships. Coming here and then Georgia and then a bunch of years in a row to the national campus at Orlando. That was toughy. Sir was actually a little bit shorter in the box than he had anticipated. Left his feet too early. And now something he's been doing so well all day. It's making that first serve. Let's see if he can close the door here at one dubs. Still on serve at positions 2 and 3. Baylor with an opportunity to put some scoreboard pressure on Illinois. And that is just a hammer time. That is coming down a la Isner, a la Kyrgios, Karlovic, whoever is serving from the clouds. That is simple, easy, clean rhythm. Great serve. 15 love, Baylor. Going with the eye. Oh, Illinois wins that. Baylor got a little crossed up there. It looked like the play call was to serve body, but to have a move. And yeah, both guys got crossed up there. Marco wasn't able to make a play on the volley, and then they both ended up on the same side of the court, kind of crossed. So opportunity for Illinois to try to hang tough. 15 all. 15 all second serve. Called long. Just long. Illinois was right where they wanted to be on that point. If that ball had landed in, good use of the lob by Illinois. This is dusk, right? We're switching from daytime to nighttime, so trying to challenge the net players and put a few balls, particularly some lobs up in the lights, is a good tactical choice there. Illinois almost able to turn defense into offense. Good discussion. Let's see what the play call is here for Baylor. And just as I made that comment, Baylor gets the break at number 2 doubles, and they're going to serve for it. So here's match points for Baylor here at 1, and an opportunity to close out the doubles point at number 2. Wow, he shredded that. A blistering forehand swing volley from behind the service line to close the deal. Baylor Bears get the job done. 6-3. Bostrom Paulson, Miladinovich at 1 over Viala and Bowers. And now they can get the doubles point here if they can close the deal at 2. Badenhorst Koenig. Badenhorst serving. Koenig down in the eye. And that serve's coming with some extra pop. Oh, wow, what a ball. What a ball, so low. I'm not sure if it tipped the net or not. Koenig wasn't able to make the stick safe, but this is that time of night, like dusk, and then sometimes in the daytime when there's a lot of shadows, it can be trickier for the volley optically to see things and read. Well, not much to say about that. Big ace down the tee. Thank you very much. Don't have to worry about the volley if that's the serve. It's a good try. Just wide. Just wide. It's a darn good eye not to take that ball. All right, Baylor, 3 match points. Was not able to connect. That's another opportunity volley there for Koenig to close the door. Seems like he didn't get in the sweet spot. So they'll have a discussion, come back here, see what they can come up with here for match point number 2. Gonna go I formation. Big serve into the body, and no need for a volley there. Game, set, match. Badenhorst, Koenig seal the deal. Baylor Bears win the doubles point with a victory at number 1 with their senior captains, Brostrom Paulson, Milovinovich, 6'3", and Devin Badenhorst and Luke Koenig, 6'4". Number 3 abandoned. So Baylor at home, up 1-love on the Fighting Illini. We will be back shortly with singles across all 6 courts and see if Illinois can go for the hard way or Baylor wants to make it an easy and early night down in Waco. Back to you soon. Welcome back as we go from day to night. We also go from 0-0 to 1-0. Baylor Bears, doubles point, winning at 1 and 2, and we're very close to getting it done and having a trifecta at 3. So dominant performance by the home team here. And getting ready to get started. 6 singles going across. 1, 3, and 5 on the right side of the facility. 2, 4, and 6 on the left side. The traditional setup. Great atmosphere. Wonderful, beautiful night in Waco, Texas for tennis. Oh, wow. What a point. What a way to start the match. #1 singles. Kenta Miyoshi, junior from Japan, 12 in the nation, taking on Devin Badenhorst, number 35 in the nation from South Africa, sophomore. The angle of these cameras isn't doing them justice. These are some big guys, ladies and gentlemen. Miyoshi 6'2", Badenhorst 6'6", pushing probably 6'7" with his shoes on. Missed that volley. Miyoshi's on the board with a hold. 1-love. Let's shift over to #2 singles. Rostrom Paulsen, number 86 in the nation, senior from Denmark, taking on William Mraz, junior from Bradenton, Florida, number 45 in the nation. Definitely going to be some serves, big forehands, and a lot of athleticism at this position. Rather moderate. Often you go to Waco, there can be some wind gusts, some windy days in Waco, but tonight is very, very calm and fair conditions for this matchup. Good hands on the volley. Big windup on the one-hander from Mraz, and he does not get cheated. Takes big cuts at that shot. Probably a match Illinois has to win if they're going to come back and go for the hard way tonight. Big serve. Hold for Illinois. Moving over to court #3. Coming out of a changeover. So going to the top of your screen, Zsombor Vels, junior from Hungary. Coming to us on your side. Jeremy Zhang, sophomore from Australia. Couple Aussies on this Illinois roster. Wonder if that's a Tylee to Dancer connection or not. I'm sure there has to be some small part of that. Craig Tyler, former head coach at Illinois, that put them on the map. A string of unbelievable years in the Big Ten, and then obviously the unforgettable 2003 championship team for Illinois. Always love that contrast when I'm watching the righties play the lefties and to see who can hit more forehands and how they choose to play the backhands, when to go cross, when to go line, when to go slice mix. Those early shot selections and conversations make the righty lefty matchup intriguing. That court goes long.
Come back, road.
Well done. Great discipline from Zhang. Again, Bell's threw in a chip and then a couple of cross courts, one with some height, one with some depth, trying to throw in some steady but very looks on the backhand. Zhang just holds solid there, doesn't give up his court position, pins him in the backhand corner until he draws the air. Good, stubborn, basic geometry there. And that one he overcooked. Same situation. He is trying to stay away from the Vels forehand, but trying to create too much of an angle from the center can be problematic. It's well played. Good pressure. Looking for the net appearance there. Hole for Zhang for 1-all. Moving over to court number 4. Over to court number 4. Alexandru Karita Hottest point for the Baylor Bears on the far side. He is off to a great start this season. Has been doing damage, and he is quickly up 2-0 here. Tyler Bowers, local, not Champaign, but Bloomington, close enough. Number 119 in the nation already. Great job for him. He came into Illinois and worked his way into the lineup, and now is doing a great job and ranked in the ITA rankings. So exceptional for him, but he has a tough battle against the grad student from Romania there at 4. Over to court 5 on the end, the right end of the facility. Louis Bowden, sophomore from England. Playing Matisse de Bruce, senior from France. So much that both of these teams and coaches want to gather from a match like this. I think this is a huge perspective and barometer match for both teams. Clearly, Baylor having the opportunity to have some of the best teams in the nation. They'd already played Ohio State in the regular season, but to get to play them twice already this year at the top 5 team, play Duke at home. I like that point. Great tennis from DeBrew, solid, striking the ball, looking confident. Again, Illinois only 5-2 on the season, so they're only 7 matches in. They would have been 10 in, obviously, if they'd played indoors. So that definitely makes a difference. But Baylor with 15 matches in already, if you're counting all of the double headers and what have you. This is Baylor's fit almost double the actual true dual match competition in an early part of the season. Now, again, there's something to be said. The Big Ten season now has so many teams. Just one. Big 12 picked up a little bit, picking up the Arizona teams and what have you. But yeah, the Big Ten, my goodness. UCLA, USC, so much. And then obviously Stanford going to the ACC. It's almost like I need to sit down and take a pen and piece of paper and rewrite the conferences, because there's been so much adjusting and switching this year for everyone to get used to. Actually, I apologize. I made a mistake and called Viala DeBrew, but it is Viala playing here at 5. And Louis Bowden on the other side. Try to hold for Viala at 5 on serve. And now down at 6 on the other side of the building. Miladinovich on the far side. So Illinois switching at 5 and 6. The lineup, a little bit of a flip in the lineup from the lineup that they beat Michigan with. So the Brew down at 6, Viala up to 5 is the adjustment that they made from last week's lineup. So my apologies there. Brew up a break with a chance to consolidate here. Oh, and the let court ace. Oh, and a lob volley. Oh, wow. Such a different dynamic in college tennis when you play the lets and you have these kinds of breakdown points where there's an immediate reaction to the let court and the scramble, touch lob volley, etc. Miladinovich able to get back and hit the no look pass. And there's another drop shot. Not by the let court, this time intentional. Coach Kopinski likes that. So DeBrew. Upper break for Illinois down at 6. Clash of the Titans at number 1 singles, Miyoshi Badenhorst. There's a hold for Miyoshi, Illinois. Keeping his nose out in front, number 1 singles. Shift back over to number 2 singles. Well, it looks like those guys are thirsty too. They decided to take a break at the same time. Here's a little action for us. Well, looks like we're getting ready to start game number 4. Just long. Jean Bravels. He hits it clean, boy. That's a great ball striking game he plays with. That's pure. Gets a lot of distance, and it still has a spin to get up and down. Well done. Zhang trying to create some width. Get Vels out of the middle third of the court. Push him wider. Have to make some backhand decisions on the run. That's great hitting. Outstanding balance. Great quality on the run from Vels. That's Zhang's job. Zhang's doing the right thing. He's trying to make it more of an east-west match and not let Vels sit in the strike zone and hit home runs. Trying to get him out into some open stance positions and see how he covers. Yeah, that's good serving. Good clean technique, easy rhythm. Vels holds. Let's go over to 4. And looks like Karita has just held to go 4-2. So this is our quickest moving scoreboard. And no surprise, maybe Baylor's best point in the lineup thus far in this early part of the season. This is an important part of the match for a guy like Bowers. Down a break doesn't mean you're down the set. He has to show some composure here and hold from behind. Whoa, that's coming hot. Give up a little ground, and next thing you know, you get some whiplash. The winner's flying by. Karita's feeling it. Coach Tim Kapinski trying to give him some support.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Very important with the offensive game. No, wait. Bowers likes to play ahead in the point. It's key when he can move out and play some smart defense as well. That helps, getting the free points on the serve. I think it's a little tough to read Bauer's serve. His toss drifts a little bit, and right foot drifts a little bit on his balance here too. And that can make it hard when you try to go out wide. Let's see what kind of quality he gets on the second serve when his right foot isn't as balanced. Yeah, that's a bad miss for him. He definitely was trying to build the point, had some time and opportunity. Just not a clean rhythm there. You look at the great forehands, there's always a flow as they prepare, and then they use the ground, the kinetic chain, and then out to the hit. Just looked like his rhythm was a little off on that forehand. And that's part of the adjustment of going from indoors to outside. It's a lot more variables with the wind, speed of court. Things just move a little slower. And that's not going to cut it. Deep in the court, missing into the net. That is for sure. Some no-nos. If this was a practice at home, he'd be doing sprints. But instead, he's just going to walk. But he's down 5-2 in the first set. Getting back over to that number 6 position. Mladenovic down 4-2 to DeBrew. That's a good job. Great coverage. Nice recognition to hit the swing volley and then come in and close. What's difficult that you won't see on the screen is that even though the lights are up there, there's a complete black sky up there at night. So when someone puts up a lob really high, there is a moment where you do have to track the ball and find it and then take some more footwork to that ball to take care of the volley, swing volley, overhead, whatever you choose. So there is a little bit of a visual adjustment, no different than a baseball outfielder tracking a fly ball. You have to kind of find the ball before you can hit the ball. So closing volley points out at night, not always as easy. And just like I said, not always that easy. Well, he makes it look easy. Great backhand misdirect, good sneaking. I like the attitude and the disposition of the Baylor Bears. I think they embody Coach Woodson as well. Just very quiet, intense, competitive, but classy. It's not a very overt rah rah kind of atmosphere, but every guy takes care of his own court, his own business, and but still supports his teammates next door. It's a good team demeanor that they have here in Baylor. And it's good for Milovinovic to uh, just offer a little bit more offense to the match because if he gives DeBrew all of the time and opportunity, then it's just being the match on his terms. Grad senior from Romania. Unforced error there. 2 points away. And we all know the anatomy of a college dual win. Win the doubles point. Win first sets. Start closing down the dominoes and putting scoreboard pressure on the other team. Like a boa constrictor, squeezing the life out of them until you get 4. Guess he's questioning the call. But there's no electronic line systems here. That was definitely a big part of the national indoors. Under the 2 box. Let's see. Five-two leads. Baylor on the right of your screen. And Illinois. William Ross up 5-2 on Brostrom Paulson, which he said was a must-win court for Illinois. We know they have to win 4. It's basic math, but felt like Illinois needs to do some damage at the top of the lineup. Try to get some wins at the top positions and then maybe try to get DeBrew at the bottom. Guiding point, set point on 4. Break point, Baylor on 3. That's good pressure. Fortune favored that bold move. First set, Baylor at 4. Oh, and Miraz with the dig out, the half volley scooper, get back for the overhead slam it, and here comes Illinois doing some work at the top positions. Like we said here, maybe their match calculus might be 1, 2, 3, 6 for Illinois. And for Baylor, possibly doubles 3, 4, 5. Well played. Badenhorst has something to say about this service game from Miyoshi. Set point Illinois on the right. And Baylor able to extend the set with a serve volley there. And the dropper gets it done. Game in first set, fighting Illini, who are fighting down but not out. They take a set at number one. It's always like a shot in the arm, a little bit of a badge of honor when your top dog can take down the other team's top dog. So that any set win, often you'll hear some of the teams yell, "That's a set on four, that's a set on three," but just being able to get those little victories across a dual match helps the team belief and the actual player on the court. Back over number three, which may be a very important match in this duel. Baylor, 5-2. That's beautiful tennis. Great ball striking, and it's a little bit different. This is the way tennis is played in the 2025 era. Big cross court ground strokes and sometimes sneaking in after the great quality cross court. Where the old days it was hit a few cross courts, approach down the line, cover the line. The transition has definitely evolved. The most important job now is to be physical and make your opponent uncomfortable in terms of your transition choices. Great tennis. Outstanding use of the lob by Valls. Great use of the lob there. So that's a set on three. And the Fighting Illini, boom, set on two. So sets for Illinois at 1 and 2. Well, Baylor's fighting back at 6. Last time we were here, DeBrew had a break lead 4-2. That is no longer there. Miladinovic started playing more offensively last time we were here instead of just reacting, and it seems to have started paying some compound interest in the set as we get to the later parts of the set, like we mentioned before, where the balls fluff up a little bit. Pressure by court position is just as important as ball speed when the balls are no longer new. Love 15-second serve. Key moments here at 6. Not a big server. Definitely should find a way and a spot where he can get the point started. There's never really a great time for double faults, but good pressure. The brute. I just feel like when he's not in the offensive part of the point, he can play a little tighter to the baseline. Vinovic is moving the ball around, but I don't feel like it's the same just pure ball like Peter Corda, if you will, ball speed of Vels. Needs to be able to stay tighter to the baseline because he keeps leaving the picture, as you see there. Keeps leaving the picture. And now he's so far out of the picture that it's hard for him to cover. That most certainly was not an easy half volley, but there was space there because as DeBrew is moving laterally, he's also losing ground. Talking about somebody that could take the ball early and rip. Tim Kopinski, he was a crusher on his day, playing a lot of number 2 and 3 singles for Illinois. So he's given up that ground, and most certainly it's a great play by Miladinovic. He's starting to sense it. He's starting to recognize the court position, and he's backing that up. Every time he's giving ground, he's taking ground. I'd love to have the coaches mic'd up so we could go to the mics and hear what some of the conversation is. I know that wouldn't work because somebody would be watching the match and telling the head coaches what's going on. But for us and the viewers at home, it would be fun to hear some of the tactical adjustments that the college coaches make. It's such a beautiful part of the direction change up the line, find some space. It's such a beautiful part of the sport. Instead of football, right, we have to take a 30-second timeout. Basketball, 20-second timeout. Here, tennis, we have 25 seconds in between points. So Kopinski and Woodson are giving the feedback, and then they're out. So we're not stopping the flow of play, but we're still interjecting that those coach nuggets. It's a great thing college tennis offers with that dynamic. Oh, I think he missed the overhead. He missed it. I talked about it before. When the lob goes up in the lights, it goes black first, and then you track the ball second. Oh wow, what a break for DeBrew because he stumbled and went to the left to return the serve and left a gaping hole. Miladinovic did not shred that forehand, came in kind of cautiously, and then also cautiously shanks the overhead break for Illinois at 6. Back over to 5. Just as we talked about, pathway for Baylor, doubles 3, 4, 5. Louis Bowden up 5-3 here, receiving. Oh no, a little too much cutesy, not enough physical. Had plenty of opportunity to move up and close out some of those, and he just was content to see how much he could make the olive run, but not actually put the nail in the coffin. So Game points for Viala to hold. And he goes with the big serve. And now Louis Bowden is going to have to take a walk, take a sip, and come out and play a great game to close out that set at number 5. Back over to 6 on the other hand, leapfrogging to the opposite end of the facility. DeBrew, 5-4, 15 all. Forehand misses the mark. It's tough. There's obviously a little bit of wind out there tonight. It's just not a big factor there. This is a great night for offensive tennis. And able to put that away. And the seesaw of this number 6 battle just keeps going back and forth. Whoever has the lead, it gets erased. And there's another overhead miss. One good overhead miss deserves another. So they trade overhead game point misses here at 6 to be back on serve. Wow. Let's go back over to court 5. Let's see if Louis Bowden can close the door on that set at number 5. That always feels good. To make the choice to go for the 3/4 serve instead of the bomb. So you're not trying to go for the ace or the unreturnable. You're just going for a spot, but you get the free point. You get rewarded for choosing the percentage play at that moment. That's such a shot in the arm when you're trying to close out a set. It's well done. Just moving up, not hitting the ball big, just trying to create an opportunity to come forward instead of letting the point extend. Get in there quickly, close down the volley above net level, textbook transition tennis. For the sophomore from England, great mover, great chess player. He went percentage last time, double trouble here. The challenge with the Bowden's second serve is he decelerates it a little bit and he ducks. He doesn't really get full extension on the first serve even. He ducks a little bit there, but on the second, it's like he's shrinking under a door there, and the nerves and the tension of the moment gets him missing that second. Let's see if he can stand taller on this one. Looking at that ball as if it was in or out. It definitely was in. It was right on the line. Good cross court ball. Forces the error. Key set point. Coach Woodson knows he needs 3 first sets in his back pocket to try to get out of here and make it an early night so they can go to the local Applebee's. I'm kidding. I'm not. I don't know where the team will have dinner tonight. Oh wow, there are some game point overhead miscues tonight. First match under the lights for both teams. First match outside. First day outside. I can see some of the miscues. Gray Hamilton staying calm. And we're going to get a second serve here. And he doubles again. That contact point's too low on the serve of Bowden, and that is the difference maker. Doesn't close it out, but now his teammate over here, who was down, is now up. There is just a ton of seesaw momentum going back and forth here. Let's check back in at number one for a moment because in a blink of an eye, we were just there. And Kenta Miyoshi now is running away up a set 3-1 with interest. He is trying to be the first one off the court tonight. So let's spend a little bit of time here before we look up and it's gone. Popcorn match at number one singles, number 12 in the nation versus number 35. Big serving South African at the top of your screen. Devin Badenhorst, sophomore. Junior from Japan, Kenta Miyoshi. Miyoshi has played in the middle of the lineup for Illinois for quite a bit of his career and now seems super comfortable in this number one role and is backing it up. His current number 12 in the nation position. Just taking all of the big punches from Badenhorst, absorbing them, and then when he has an opportunity, applying the pressure and stinging him. It's a great combination of neutralizing, but then also capitalizing by Miyoshi at one here tonight. He's just doing a solid job of being a soccer goalie. He's in Djokovic mode right now, just not allowing Badenhorst to get anything in any open space to hit into. He has to keep playing him point after point, trying to find space, not able to create the space, especially after the serve is neutralized. Break points, Illinois. And when the first serve is off, then now you're stuck playing the baseline game. He's going to try to second serve and volley, and no, sirree, Bob, not going to happen. Not on a wide and glide there. Miyoshi reads it. Milodinovic is he is this set it's been like I don't even know what I would describe it. It's like I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking and I flip the hamburger on one side and then I flip the hamburger on another side and then I flip the hamburger again on another side to make it a little bit more well done on it. It's like I can't make up my mind what side I want to flip, but that's what this set's been like. The momentum has been flipping like a burger. It's getting cooked, and now Baylor is at the top and wins the set now. It's Milovinovic at the top. He is the one that's standing at the end now that the first set hamburger's well done. What a wacky analogy that was. Back over to five. We left. Louis Bowden was double faulting and not able to close the deal there. And he has swallowed that punch in the stomach, that pride, and has come fighting back, giving himself an opportunity to try to break back and serve for the set again. By far the slowest moving match of this duel. Everyone else is into the second set with some change. We're still in the first set here at 5-0. It's probably because of the amount of bounces these guys are taking to serve the ball. And a lot of the the old insecure Djokovic bouncing when he was making these changes on his serve and he was going through that. I remember the amount of bounces was just, I won't say ad nauseum. There's no number of rule against the amount of bounces one could take. Y'all just hanging tough. It's another. Baylor already has three first sets to be able to get four. It's an insurance fourth first set. Deciding point. Oh my goodness. Whoa. So on court six, we're trading game point overhead misses. At court five, we're trading game point double faults. Mm, it's tough. You can be critical. It's easy sitting in the booth to call an amateur hour, but this is the first night match for these teams outdoors. And we are seeing that there are some challenges as it relates to that. Bay horses not been able to solve this riddle. A couple good defensive shots. Yoshi overplays the forehand there, but he's been strong. He's played solid. Coach Dancer loves his balance and his movement, and I concur. This has been a great neutralizing of a top player with big weapons on his home court. That's a tricky one. That one right there is where Coach Dancer and I sometimes have some disagreement. I go way back with Brad, having many students of mine playing at Illinois over the years, but right there at that point, Miyoshi goes all the way back to the tarp like a Medvedev on the return, and Badenhorst goes for the kick serve and volley there. I think he gives him that space to do that. I don't prefer that shift in court position up a set and 5-1. I don't think there's a reason to throw him off with that look. Oh, I love that play. Oh, wow. So Miyoshi hits a good chip and then just decides to sneak behind it because he thought maybe Badenhorst would float one. And Badenhorst knifes it on the dime. Oh, like Federized it. Wow. That was a great play by Miyoshi. I like that play. Just didn't work out for him. It was an even better slice by Badenhorst. So he holds, keeps himself alive. Back over to the yo-yo string that we call number 5 singles. Well done. Great tennis there. And there's points like that is the reason why by far this match is taking the longest to get to a first set conclusion. We talked about the fact that we're using Wilson US Open balls tonight and not the Dunlop ones that would fluff up even more, like my third grade afro, for those that haven't seen those pictures. But yeah, this one is having a lot of back and forth with second serve tennis and long rallies. And it's still a critical part of this dual match. Find a resolution for this number 5 singles. Louis Bowden is at closing time. It's coming up a little soft. Just some routine backhands, some double faults, and is allowing Fiala to hang around. And it may only be fitting that these guys go to a tiebreaker after the back and forth for this first set. That comes in at a great time.
You got this. Let's go.
So sitting here deep into this set, we thought Louis Bowden was going to close this 20 minutes ago. And now we are breaker 1-9 on court 5. A tiebreaker to solve it. We know we haven't been at court 3 and court 4 in a while. We'll get back there. We wanted to see the end of this first set at 5 and see if Miyoshi's going to close at number 1. Looks like right now Badenhorst is taking an injury timeout at number 1, so that may be a little while. And that's a great way to start the tiebreaker from Fiala. ILL. Well, I guess there's no ILL fans there tonight. So he'll have to say his own INI, the most popular chant for that team. And now Louis Bowden is just needs to compose himself here. He's a cool customer, and he definitely understands the strategies and all of the tasks at hand. It's about execution for him now. 0-1. Unforced error long. 0-2. He's going to a different racket. That's the type of solid tennis you have to play in the breaker. Good cuts, quality shots, shot tolerance, only taking the right risks at the right time. Yeah, again, Mark, blah, blah, blah. So much easier to say from the booth. Much harder to do out there when your hands are sweaty, you're a little nervous, and your team's cheering for you. That's true. Chest long. Miyoshi now makes an unforced error. Always the question if someone takes a break, bathroom break, injury timeout, is the person that's leading able to maintain their momentum, or is it a disruption? We'll see. Beta Horse is able to get Miyoshi to miss an overhead in the lights. So we have seen several now. He may be at 5 or 6 of those super high overhead mistakes. Bowden on the right side of your screen, serving 2-3. Kenta Miyoshi up a set in 5-2, serving 15-30 to the left. Wow. Good Badenhorst grinding and pumping himself up. I don't want to speak out of tune here. Clearly, he's a 6'7" guy with weapons, but the attitude that he's playing with right now, what Badenhorst is doing, the attitude of competing and fighting and extending points, that attitude he should have had a little bit more in the Miyoshi service games just during the bigger part of this match. He's down big because I think he played quick and played fast and was okay losing that way. Now with his back against the door, he's got an injury timeout, and now he's grinding and he's doing everything possible to stay out there. But I think you need to find ways on your opponent's service games to create that atmosphere long before your back's against the score wall like it is right now. From the set that will never end, Illinois is ahead 5-2 with 2 points to serve it out. Which this number 5 singles is key though. Miyoshi coming forward. Here comes Bowden. Great move. Nice volley. That little combination where he takes the forehand early and then sneaks and closes the backhand volley, he does that better than anybody in this dual match. So smooth and clean on that transition line. And Kenta Miyoshi not able to close the door at number one singles. Badenhorst does his job, does anything he can to keep his match going, not take the loss, and give Illinois a tie scoreboard. Keep the scoreboard with the 0 next to the I. Give his teammates opportunity and time to flip momentum in their matches like Brostrom Paulson has done at number two singles, up 5-2 in the second. Again, we'll be spending some more time at 2, 3, and 4 very, very shortly, folks. Just wanted to get some conclusions here at 1 and 5. And these guys are taking their sweet time. Points for Viala at 5. 6-4. Oh, goodness. The chip forehand from 4 feet behind the baseline. Oh, goodness. It's just a tough one. Psychologically, sometimes when it's a tense moment, you think you want to mix up the paces. But in doing so, if you try to cut the slice too short, then it actually becomes a high risk shot. You're trying to do something that you think makes sense, but missing a chip like that is still high risk. So, set point Viala, but now second serve on the set point at 6-5 after a bad unforced error at 6-4. So, how does he play this? Oh, and that's a solid point. That's what you do. You don't go into the chip into the net from the 3 feet behind the baseline in the parking lot. You play a solid point like that, striking and behaving like you're not going to flinch or budge. Illini are fighting. They get number 5. That's a big win for this duel. Gives them at least some type of fighting chance to hang around. Can Miyoshi close the door here? We got to get back over to court 4 very soon because Kurita is in match closing game. So we'll leave court 2 in the 2 box and let's go with 1 and 4 in the 2 box just because Kurita could actually be closing as we speak. That's a great volley by Miyoshi there. He's just such a cool customer, even though he had a bunch of momentum to close this deal a long time ago, right? 3 games and 18 minutes ago. He's still out here playing, but doing a great job here in the beginning of this 10th game. And that's a wonderful pass, and that gives him 4 match points for Illinois to draw first blood in the singles and tie the actual match scoreboard up at 1-1. Yeah, it's good quality tennis. That's a great closeout game there after there was most certainly some turbulence here in the end of this set. So the man from Japan, the junior, Kenta Miyoshi, gets done. 6-4 in the second set. Scoreboard tied 1-1. 3 and 4 for Miyoshi. Doubles point for Baylor. Right now, court number 4. Grad senior from Romania. Alexandru Barita. Team's best point. No surprise, about to be the first one off. And before Illinois can even write down an I, Baylor's got a chance to go up 2-1. Looks like there was a let from the court next door. Replay the match point again. Tyler Bowers serving here. 3-5, 15-40. Triple match point down. And that's coming hot. Alexandru Kurita, no messing around. All business, nothing personal. 6-2, 6-3. Baylor Bears back up 2-1 in this duel. Back on over. Let's instant replay. That return is coming hot. Gets a shank errant return. Shows some fire, some power. And now let's get back over to court number 3. Opportunities. Well, actually, here's an opportunity for Baylor to win the second set at number 2. Isak Mandeverve. Remember him so well. Outstanding career on the ATP doubles tour. Wow, that is a big time serve coming down the tee. I love the motion. Super easy, and he's tall and he's forward. Love that first serve. To me, of all the big servers in this duel match, his just looks the most technically reliable. The one that I feel like if there was I had to pick one guy to make one big serve at one time, he would be the one that I would count on to actually be able to make it. Set point Baylor. Getting a little bit of some glitches here with this camera. Missed that into the net, so we still have a set point here at 5-3 deuce. And he gets that done. So that set goes to Baylor. Going 3 sets at number 2. Let's get back over to court 3. Oh, that's bad luck. That was a well constructed point. He was doing a lot of great things there. And I like how, as he was hitting the big forehands, getting them to land, he was creeping up another half a step and another half a step forward to try to finish out the point. Love the way that was unfolding. It's bad luck for him that he got that let court. Um, so that's just if you took a look at where that first wide forehand landed, it landed on the sideline with some interest, and then it sets up that forehand there. But the width that he was able to create off of a forehand before that did the damage and opened up the space for that winner. What a combo. And that's big time serve. Baylor Bears showing a lot of quality at closing time. 40-30 to take a 3-1 lead here and put an immense amount of scoreboard pressure on Illinois having to win the last 3 remaining. That's going to do it. Game, set, match. Jean Borvels, junior from Hungary. What a display of ball striking and movement. Just could watch him hit the ball all night. But he's done. We're not watching him anymore. That one's in the record books. It's 3-1 Baylor. And now, in order for Illinois to get this one, they have got to win all three remaining matches on the court. They have to win the third set at number two. They have to win this set and another one at six. And Viala would have to close the door down there at five. So it's a tall order to ask for the Illini on the road in their first outdoor match in Waco to do it. But this is why the top teams play these early season road matches. It's to get themselves match tough, battle tested, calloused, whichever word you want to use. But again, there's 15 matches in Baylor's experience belt right now to only 7 for Illinois.
Well, what's our MOS, my friend? Oh, Bravo? It's combat engineer. You like it? You like it? Like the hood? Huh? You like the hood? What's your boat been to so far? Have you been anywhere else? I've been to Poland, Lithuania, Italy, Missouri. Pretty much it.
In Illinois, after starting off the kickoff weekend in a tough 4-2 loss at Tennessee, they were able to beat Auburn, and then a tough loss to Duke, and now Duke taking out Virginia today. What a big win that was in college tennis. But now Illinois has won 5 in a row. Beat North Carolina, beat Clemson and Notre Dame in a doubleheader at home, 4-3 both. Beat Michigan, is 12 in the nation. So 4 really strong wins from Illinois, and then obviously the doubleheader early match today against University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. So they're 5 in a row wins, but the experience that you get from playing national indoors is, it's very difficult to quantify that one team is ranked 16, one team is ranked 17 in the nation, but that new format the ITA has put together, I think hit a home run, as you can see here, down at number 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, with the two hosting teams that are in close geography to each other. SMU has an incredible host, great job by Grant Chin, and then Baylor having these top teams come to your own home courts. So now Baylor not only had 3 matches here on their indoor courts against top teams, but now here's Illinois, a top 16 team coming in as well. It's just a ton of high quality tennis, and you've been able to sleep in your own bed for several weeks. This is where the coaching becomes huge, right? Because now you only have a couple matches left, only a few to concentrate on. But obviously, Brad knows this is the first one that he has to be able to flip before the other ones even matter. And that's good tennis there. Brad probably had to go dig in his closet to find his shorts. It's freezing cold up in the Midwest, coming to 75 degrees. And this is my tough thing here. I keep seeing these points where DeBrew ends up completely out of the picture. I need him to just play defense from a little bit better position. And then what does Baylor do this coming Wednesday? They're gonna have some upcoming battles. And what does Illinois do? Goodness. They go over to Columbus to play the Buckeyes after this. So it's no rest for the weary. Over to the three box. Only three left. Miraz up 1-0 in the third. Yala and Bowden at deciding point. Milodinovic trying to put some hammer down in his service game. Get the Bears one game away. Ah, a little rip and rush. Okay. I like that move by DeBrew. Definitely something that's well within his game style, and taking a second serve and a deuce like that, that's a smart play. 30-15. Another first serve. They'll work their weight in gold, especially late in the sets. Another first serve free point. That's how you close the door. Baylor Bears. One game away in court number 6. Let's go back to 2. William Miraz did a great job early in this match. So precise with his forehand, able to spread the court. Rostrom Paulson defended well, showed some fight, passion coming back, getting the early break, and then serving lights out to close out that second set. And now we're in a battle in the third at number 2 singles. Oh no. More overhead points lost. Bubman missed the overhead, but the point reset, he ends up losing it. That's been a story of tonight's duel match. Ross gets the hold. And we're going to go back to court number 6 to see what we're going to do here. Whether it's dessert time or whether we roll up our sleeves for a lot more tennis here from Hurd Tennis Center in Waco, Texas. Number 16, Illinois. Number 17, Baylor. It's a great return. DeBrew's got a couple more chances here to go extra innings. First set went 7-5. This set opportunity to go. Wow. He just calmly shredded that winner off the serving volley. And that becomes now a little different conversation here on this 40-30 point. DeBrew just trying to get the quick hold and get it back to 5-all, but when you serve out wide, you open up angles. Okay, sports fans. And another serve and volley. He goes for another quick serve and volley play. 2 in a row, loses the points in a matter of seconds. And in a blink of an eye, ladies and gentlemen, we are at match point. Oh, wow. I can't say I would have suggested the serve and volley there at 40-30. I understand the sneak attack at 40-15, element of surprise, but here we go. Oh my gosh, there's no way. The let court serve, the inside out return, the half volley, the pickup, the stick save, the cover, the close, the chance on his racket. Miladinovich had the match on his racket to make the pass to win it all. DeBrew showing up with major cojones. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop the press. 5-all. They're not just the Illini. They are called the Fighting Illini. And there was an exemplary reason right there, because that should have been match. Should have been dual match. And instead we play on. And he makes the overhead at night. This is why tennis is so tough. The punch in the stomach you have to take. Woodson is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we didn't win that. But he's got to hold this together. He's got to tell this guy, come on, keep on playing. Tennis has no time clock. You have to get it done. You have to finish the job. Oh, wow. Great job so far. Marco is just Calmly put himself back up 30 love here, and that's what you have to do. You have to roll up your sleeves, even though you have short sleeves on, and go right back to work. Here comes the brew. And he finishes. He's in the kitchen. This is not pickleball. He can get that close to the net, ladies and gentlemen. He's starting to find something here with this return and charge on the deuce side on second serves. It's starting to work. I didn't agree with the two serve and volley plays that he tried to make there at the end. But clearly, Illinois is suggesting that he needs to come forward and apply pressure. So he's trying to return and charge, but that's a tough play. Try to take the high kicker and thread the needle down the line. I don't encourage that. I think it would have been better for him to just go hard middle and then try to do a two-time attack. Hit the first one hard middle and then take the second ball if he gets an opportunity to then rush him that way. Just going clean right off the second serve return is not that easy on that wide kicker. And now look at this. Number 6 singles. Who said that they're grinders down at number 6? It's about coming to the net. Number 6, folks. 6-5 Baylor. Still one game away. Back over to 2. Mirage, 40 love to go up 3-2 and stay on serve. Because if Illinois can somehow pull out the set at number 6, then he's their closest chance to the second point of the night. And then you start putting that pressure back on Baylor. And starts creating that aura of not closing. It's tough picking up the angle there. Takes a big windup sometimes, and if he's not physically there, he ends up losing energy for the forehand. He has to have his feet in good position. That ball dropped on him. Deciding point number 2. Goes for the bomb tee. Doesn't get it. See what happens. And after that, we got to go full screen the 6 again. Oh, Mirage is able to get the job done with that backhand pass. Looked like he was out of it. And DeBrew, who has had nerves of steel and had control of the set, then lost the set, then was back against the wall, scraping, scratching, clawing, fighting, winning all these points in games, including saving a match point. Here he comes again. he is doing the job at the net, doing the dirty work, digging out, scraping low backhand volleys, playing position, forcing Milodinovic to come up with the goods. Okay. So now, we talked about this before. Do we want him on the serve and volley here or not? He stays back. He rallies on this one. And gets a little bit too, so it's tough. He's going between playing a little bit too tentative from the ground versus just all out net assault. So it's tough. Milutinovic is pushing him around a little bit in the neutral baseline rally. So here we go. Another one of these match point rodeos. Are we going breaker or are we done? We're going breaker, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the serving volley. And now, again, I don't know if he's got hair on his chest. It doesn't matter. But figuratively, he is growing big hairs on his chest now as he is erasing match points and getting it's like just a confidence IV going through his veins. You start thinking, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this. I don't care if he has match point. I'm going to win this. That's the mentality. That's what DeBrew is walking and behaving like right now. This has been Milodinovic's match to close for 20 minutes, and it's still going. Oh, it's really well played. And I liked DeBrew in the beginning of that point. I thought he was hitting the ball well with good conviction to a good cross court target. He just laid one ball in the middle of the court, and Eminem, Marco, pulled him wide, opened up some space, and then came in. But those approach shots that Milodinovic is hitting, those are not big ones. Those are placed rolls. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at Brad down. She's like, come on, man. Brad's pumping him up now. He's going, hey. It's one of those where as a coach you're going, no, no, no. Great shot. Great shot. He goes for the high risk dropper over the high part of the net and he feels it perfectly and then he sticks the backhand volley away like nobody's business. Level of difficulty 9.7 in that moment. Here he comes on the serve and volley play this time. And there's the pass. It's the cross-court approach shot, which opens up angles. Milodinovic is just super composed there, stayed steady, stretched him on the volley, drew the error. Mini break Baylor. We're in crunch time. And There it is, precise ground strokes. I I don't think I'm going to venture to say that Milodinovic has not hit one ball over 85 miles an hour tonight. I don't think he's hit one off the ground that hard, but he holds the position so his shots have a little bit more effectiveness because of where he's hitting them from. He's absorbing pace well and then redirecting and getting DeBrew in bad positions in the baseline rallies. Yeah, see, he's creating a little bit here. At least he's taking whatever he can get, opening up a little bit more on the cross court, getting him wider, a little wider, and then the moment there's a little lane for him to make that sneak, he sneaks. Both he and Louis Bowden, I think, do that play well. Pull cross and then a little bit of a fade line sneak. Commanding lead here for Baylor in this breaker, but DeBrew has been DeBrew has been so clutch on the back end of the score. He just walks around like, yeah, nobody's business, no big deal. Yeah, we're good. Mirage is able to break, so now he's 2 games away. And over court number 5, Viala 7-6-5-2. So Illinois really doing one heck of a job here. So this match is teetering. This could be a 4-3 with a full third set being played on 6, or it could be a 4-1. Wow. College tennis is that close. There's so many 4-1, 4-2 scores that could be 4-3s, and you just don't realize it. And Coach Woodson knows it. He's looking down the line and going, wait a minute, we could lose at 5. Wait a minute, we're down a break 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and get my man Eminem over the finish line down here at 6. Let's get out of here. It's on his racket. 5-2. That's long. Yeah. That's why you need those steady fighter guys down at 6. Because when you get to these big pressure moments when all eyes are on them and it's on their racket, you know they're not going to beat themselves. No unforced errors in this breaker. Oh my gosh. And it's called out. They have a referee there. And what a Booth jinx. No unforced errors in the breaker. And then there's the first unforced error in the breaker. Plays the point perfectly, plays the win, has the opportunity to close the deal. And there's a referee right on it. He goes for the inside out overhead. No, no. Third match point saved by DeBrew with 2 more balls in his hands for serving. And there it is. Game, set, match. Baylor Bears 7-5, 7-6. 4-1 victory for Baylor. Most certainly a script where you could say Illinois could pull this one out 4-3, coming back from behind because they were looking very good at 5 and at 2 to go get their second and third points. But Baylor, the number 17 team in the nation, upsets the number 16 team in the nation, Illinois, at home. I'm not sure you call it a big upset. I'm sure you just call it a great match between two very close teams early in the season, but a great barometer match, good atmosphere, good energy, great opportunity for Illinois to play outside, great opportunity for Baylor now to actually get a win at home against a quality team. Coach Woodson is pumped, his team is pumped. He gets wins at doubles, and then he gets a win at number 4 with Karita, at number 3 with Vels, and then to close the door, Marko Milodinovic, 7-5, 7-6 over DeBrew, who was erasing match points like it was his middle name. But yes, did not stop him. His attitude, his behavior, his demeanor, nothing about the way Milodinovic behaved showed that he had lost those match points. Incredible mental resilience and resolve there, and a great, well deserved win by Baylor tonight. So 4-1 is the story. It is such an early part of our season, but we have so much more, so much tennis coming up. Please keep tuning in, week out. Obviously, National Indoors was incredible, but we have the CrossCourt cast. We have all of the major red zone with ACC and SEC coming up on in the Big Ten on all these weekends. You've been watching the continued CrossCourt cast presented by Crack Rackets. Coach Mark Bey signing off here from Baylor. I'd like to thank Chris Halioris on the ones and twos, and everybody down in Waco. Good night. 4-1 Baylor, advancing, moving on, and best of luck in their obviously Big 12 season as the Big 10 season starts for Illinois here, coming up with the Ohio State Buckeyes on Wednesday. Good night, everybody.